Hi, this is Chef Philip Harrington with Harris Teeter. Today we're going to make a very simple yet elegant classic Pear Tart. Now, to make this tart, the first thing you're going to need is a good sheet of puff pastry dough. You're also going to need 1 cup sugar, 2 large cans pear halves, 1 ounce bourbon or marsala, 1 ounce vanilla extract, a half stick of butter. All right, now the first step is we gotta make the base. The base is gonna be caramel, so we gotta caramelize some sugar. You notice I got a big, beautiful cast iron skillet, and you notice the heat is high. We're gonna get it nice and smoky. We're gonna take our sugar, just dump our sugar in it. Now, the sugar is gonna melt, and you'll notice it slowly start to turn brown on the edges. That's okay. We're just gonna slowly stir it, and eventually it's all gonna melt and we want it to reach a light amber in color. Let's give it a few minutes and we'll stir it slowly. So you wanna make sure there's no moisture in the pan. If any moisture gets on there, it'll seize up the sugar. Now be patient, this is a bit of a process. You don't want to overstir. You're going to see that nice melding in the sugar crystals. And this is also where you're going to get your flavor from. This is going to be the caramel base for the tart. If you notice the color, it's a nice, beautiful amber color. That's what we want. Don't get it too dark. Too dark, you're going to have a bitter tart. You don't get it dark enough, you're not gonna have developed flavor. Okay, make sure the flame is off. This is gonna retain a lot of heat, this pan. So, very slowly, very carefully, add a little bit of the vanilla. You hear that? Now, you're gonna add the rest. And then the marsala. Be careful, it does splatter. What this does, this is gonna cool off the sugar so we can get our pears on here. I'm using a pair of tongs because this is still very hot. We're gonna set our pears flat side down. You want your pears as tight together as you can get them. Go around the outside first. Then we'll fill in the inside with any extras we have. Now you don't have to use pears, you could use peaches, you could use apples. Anything's good with caramel and puff pastry. All right, that's beautiful. Now we have to get our puff pastry on here and we have to get it into the oven. We're gonna go ahead right now, we're gonna preheat our oven to 375 degrees. And then we're gonna come back and finish up the puff pastry. Now that this has cooled down a little bit, we're gonna add our butter. This is gonna give it a little bit extra flavor. It's gonna help the puff pastry stay a little crumbly. Once you get your sheet unwrapped, very carefully, put it right inside the pan, pulling it to the very outer edges. Careful, it's still hot. Just gonna press it down. All right, now the only thing you have to do is to get this thing in the oven for about 45 to 50 minutes at 375 degrees. We got beautiful color on the puff pastry here. It was in the oven for about 45 minutes. And I pulled it out and it's been sitting on the counter for about 15 minutes because you want to let it cool slightly before you flip it. And that is the hardest part because this cast iron pot here, it weighs a good bit. So I got a pizza round here. I'm gonna pop that on using a glove. 1 and 2 and 3. All right, folks, let's see how we did here. This is the tricky part, like I said. Oh, beautiful. That looks great. But we're not done yet. We're missing one essential thing, vanilla ice cream. Put a scoop there. One there. And one on a third scoop. So there you are, folks. Classic puff pastry pear tart with vanilla ice cream. Enjoy.